What's up, everyone? Welcome back, and let's get right into it. Let's talk college basketball action. It's hump day. It's Wednesday, February 19th. I'll give you guys 4 picks in games, and we'll talk about some of the marquee ones that we have coming on later on this evening. Full disclosure, I'm out of the office today, so still getting the picks out every single day. Like I said, we are full swing college basketball, and the last 2 days we've had green days, so nice bounce back after a little slower start, going 4 out of 5 last night. All we needed was some UCLA action late night to cash a pretty big parlay that I had as a little bit of a lottery ticket. So I know some people over on the Discord had UCLA as well. But let's get into the picks. If you guys are all new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join us here at TBM Sports. And this is going to be where we are going full swing as we await the big dance, as the college basketball March Madness is going to be right around the corner. Okay, so the first game we're going to talk about, and these are not official plays, but they're just games that I wanted to mention. We do have Auburn and Alabama back in action tonight. So Alabama coming off of that home defeat against Auburn. It's going to be interesting to see what actually happens. I think that there's a possibility that Auburn does rest some guys, that the foot comes off the gas pedal a little bit, seemingly looking like the number 1 seeds are all but locked up for a lot of these teams. And Auburn definitely is going to check one of those boxes come March. Okay. Now, the interesting thing about Alabama is I can see this one going one of 2 different ways. Okay. This is one where I do favor the dog a little bit, but in this spot, I kind of like Alabama on a bounce back. And they got a tough SEC task. And this is something where it has been kind of a system of mine throughout this college basketball season thus far, and it showed last night. For those of you that were on Mississippi State, congratulations. I needed Texas A&M in that one. That was my only loss of the day that I had. And, you know, a lot of times you just bet rankings, right? People look at the board and they'll go the 7th team versus the 21st or whatever team that was there with Mississippi State. That wasn't the play, guys. It's the handicap. Texas A&M is a better team. There's going to be sharps on both sides, and sometimes you're just going to be wrong. So we live to fight and bet another day, and I'll wear that one. I took Texas A&M. I don't expect to go 5-0 every single night, but I would have really loved to cash that ticket and sweep the board. But that's kind of where I'm at. So when I do make those handicaps, a lot of times it has nothing to do with that. I usually take the logos. I call it jersey syndrome, right? You look at the names on the backs of the jerseys and the logos and the colors, and I think it has some kind of psychological effect. So when I'm doing my numbers and efficiency ratings and all that stuff, and you know, I do have a spreadsheet that I keep close. I don't share that with you guys, but that is something where when my numbers are my numbers, it doesn't matter what side the sharps are on. Okay, I saw a very good value play with Texas A&M, and that's kind of what we have tonight. If you want to talk about it, right? Everybody looks at face value, right? Alabama's a great team. You know, there's a questionable rest situation they have with a couple guys, and they're playing a very tough opponent on the road. And this is a game where, you know, there's going to be probably more wise guys, if you will, on the other side. But it is a value play on Alabama where, quite frankly, normally you do not get the opportunity to get them at such a low number and price, especially in a must-win bounce-back spot. So I'm staying away from that game, but it would not shock me if either side won that. But I would have a very hard time not taking Alabama. I know it's kind of chalky. It's probably going to be public out the wazoo, but it's just kind of how I feel about it. All right. Some other games that I do have leans on. There is something where I want to fade Penn State tonight. That's kind of where I'm at within that. Big Ten, we've been kind of right on the money, but back into the SEC. SEC home teams have been a very strong system play for me. So just take it for what it's worth. I know we lost with Alabama on Saturday, but SEC home teams do cover, and it really doesn't matter against who. Okay. Point in case is Florida. Florida's been very much a Jekyll and Hyde on the road versus home, in my personal opinion. Okay, but the first game that we are going to have an official play in, okay, is going to be George Washington. Not the president, but we're going to take George Washington plus 1.5 at home in a short dog short home dog. I do like George Washington to cover this number. That will be my number 1 bet of the card. And then we'll get into the second bet that we will be fading the Fighting Irish. Okay. I got to take SMU money line minus 130. Okay. That's where I'm at. You guys know me. I'm a Notre Dame fan, but the comments from Micah Shrewsbury, if you saw his press conference, slamming the mic and kind of getting animated. Hey, not going to tell you what to do here, but a lot of times it does fire his players up enough. But SMU and ACC play, they have really not played the same schedule as Notre Dame, but they have been more efficient. Notre Dame's quite frankly garbage. How long he'll stay in South Bend is a very interesting question, but it was really embarrassing actually watching that game against Louisville when they went down 15 points to the Cardinals in a home spot where that the Joyce Arena used to be a absolute monster of a home field advantage, and they did not even deliver having any fans in the stands. And I do think they will answer the bell here. They got nothing else going on a Wednesday night. I think they'll show up to kind of back and support their home team. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I think SMU is going to get this one done. I expect Notre Dame to play very motivated and inspired in the first half. I just think SMU is the better team, and it'll show show right when we get into the later parts in the game. Okay, so that's kind of where I'm at. SMU Mustangs, take them -130. All right, the next play is another one in the ACC. Okay, and this is going to be an interesting game because we have had Matthew Cleveland come over from Florida State to the Hurricanes, okay? And this is a Miami Hurricanes team that is absolutely abysmal. 8-17 ATS, 0-10 in ACC play. I'm going to take the Seminoles at home. I think this is going to be a very inspired game as well due to them playing against a former player. A lot of those guys are going to be kind of familiar, and I think this is something where Florida State at home, they kind of have to win this one, and I think Miami may have thrown in the towel. So I'm going to lay the 8.5, take the Seminoles here at home, and we're just going to fade the Hurricanes, which has been very profitable this season thus far, okay? And then my last bet is going to be out on the West Coast. We're taking the Gonzaga over 164. I know that's a pretty steep number, but I do think this is something where we might see triple digits for the Zags. I think this is going to be a very high-scoring affair. The last time I think they played, it was in the upper 80s, and I think this is going to continue tonight. I think it's Gonzaga. Washington State is something where I do expect this one possibly in the 180s, and this is going to be something where a very strong play, probably my favorite play of the night, Gonzaga over 164 as my best bet, okay? Appreciate you guys. Quick rundown of the picks. I know we're out of the office, so it's going to be a little bit different, but I appreciate you guys giving me a couple minutes of your time. All I ask in return is that you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know down below in the comments what you guys will be on for this evening's contest, okay? But we're going George Washington +1.5, over Gonzaga 164, SMU money line -130, and Florida State, we're going to lay the 8.5 going against the Miami Hurricanes, all right? Appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.